Jeff Gibbons here with another iPhone video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Just got this in the mail 2 days ago, and I want to do a quick video comparing this device to older iPhones and to a Panasonic GH5s, which is what we shoot all of our videos on. I had somebody ask me if you could potentially use this camera instead of something like a DSLR to shoot decent videos for potential paid clients. And I think the answer is yes. I'll show you these comparisons and you'll see that the picture you get out of it is very good. And could you shoot videos, say, at a business where you wanted to make some in-house videos on product launches or things like that and just buy some lights and some decent sound equipment? Could you actually shoot with the iPhone? And the answer is definitely yes. I'm using some aperture lights right now. I've got 2 lights on me in soft boxes, and I'm also using a Sennheiser Lav microphone that's going straight into the Panasonic GH5. And you definitely want to make sure you have really good sound for whatever type of video you're filming. So I'll put a link to an older video where I show the iPhone XS Max being used with professional lights and with some sound gear and talking about sliders and shots and things like that. I do apologize for calling it the iPhone XS Max. I was uninformed at the time when I shot that video. So let's get right into the tests and help you decide if this camera is a contender for you and what you want to shoot videos for with your iPhone. So this is the GH5s. Nice camera, definitely usable in professional, semi-professional settings. This is the wide lens on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, not to be confused with the ultra-wide lens on the iPhone 12. And this is the best camera that you've got on this phone. The noise level is really good with all of this light that we have in here. But you'll also notice that there's very little noise in the shadows. You can see on this cabinet behind me and on the panel behind me that there is detail that you wouldn't see on the iPhone X. And you'll also notice more detail in my face as compared to the iPhone X. So overall, I feel like the camera upgrade is pretty significant and compares nicely to the iPhone X. But when we compare this to something like a GH5 or a GH5s, what you're getting in this camera is pretty incredible, to be honest. And this is the wide angle or normal lens on the iPhone XS Max. As you can see, the image is pretty good. The XS Max had a funny thing that it did with skin tones, and you'll notice it in my face and even in the orange panel behind my head, how it seems like the details are kind of smoothed out a little bit, which actually sometimes looks pretty good for skin, but sometimes it looked a little bit fake. I noticed it with photos as well. So this is the iPhone XS Max. This is the iPhone 12 Pro Max telephoto lens, and it is a little bit noisier than the wide lens, the regular lens, but still extremely usable. We have slightly shallower depth of field than the iPhone X, but pretty decent shot. Just looks more like a real camera than the telephoto lens on the iPhone XS Max. And this is the telephoto lens on the iPhone XS Max. This one has a deeper depth of field, so we don't get the shallow look as much as we get on the 12. The XS is definitely got more noise, just a better picture overall in the 12. This is the ultra-wide lens on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and as you can see, it is extremely wide. I am not very far away from the phone right now. I did find that under normal lighting situations, this camera is way too noisy and you lose way too much detail in the face. And just for a final test, this is the iPhone 12 Pro Max wide lens, the normal lens in HDR mode, which is a new setting on these phones. We've got this Dolby Vision HDR setting. We're also going to switch back to the regular camera through the iPhone app just so you can compare the differences as everything else was shot in Filmic Pro. And this is the iPhone 12 Pro Max without the HDR setting turned on, just so you can compare it in the camera app itself. It will look a little bit different with the white balance compared to the Filmic Pro shots. So hopefully that was helpful for you. You know, it's good to be realistic about what these cameras can do. The fact that you can go and shoot a professional looking video on an iPhone is quite incredible, and I definitely think it can be done. So stay tuned, I'll post more videos with some tests, maybe talk about the iPhone as a recording device in a studio, and hit the subscribe button and the bell, and we'll see you in the next video.